global happenings today. We communicate, we analyze global news. Stay tuned.
Hello beautiful people, welcome back to our channel. What is happening in Labour Party and even the Peter Obi's political career is taking a new leaf that is definitely bringing ripples everywhere. Most Nigerians believe that as we speak, NNPP, LP, and PDP are going through turbulent times in their political parties simply because someone somewhere is remote controlling it from the ruling All Progressive Congress. But it looks like this one has gone a little bit personal, with Peter Obi and Alex Otti being involved. A quick recap. Some few months ago, or last year, 2024, a lot of things happened between Abure, Alex Otti, and Peter Obi, and of course some top chieftains of LP, of which they now had a committee. They inaugurated a caretaker committee. The matter went to court. Of course, the court gave it back to Abure, and ever since then it has been one talk or the other. But let's find the latest one against Peter Obi. Now the question is, if you're in Peter Obi's shoes, what would you do? Before we go into the newspaper, kindly subscribe to our channel. Now, according to the news, a group of stakeholders in Labour Party, the Alliance for All Labour Party Professionals and Stakeholders, which is known as AALPS, has issued a stern warning to Peter Obi, the party's presidential candidate in the 2023 general election. And the group alleged that Obi's actions are destabilizing the party and may lead to his worst electoral defeat in 2027. Especially the presidential election, if unchecked. Now, according to this group, Obi's lack of leadership and unnecessary litigation have caused the party to stagnate over the past year. The statement issued by the national convener, Dr. Blessing Eliago, claimed that Obi's actions are a betrayal of the trust placed in him by Nigerians who supported his campaign. You will recall that the former governor of Anambra State, alongside the current governor of Abure State, Dr. Alex Otti, had in September last year convened an illegal stakeholders meeting in Umuahia where they plotted to change Barrister Julius Abure-led executive. Now, both leaders had also handpicked some of their cronies, including Senator Esther Nanadi Usman and Senator Darlington Nwokocha, as chairman and secretary, respectively, of their stakeholders meeting. Now, but the Independent National Electoral Commission denied them recognition, which resulted in them approaching both the lower and appeal court, where they also lost. The Obi-founded group have vowed to approach the Supreme Court to appeal the judgment of the appeal court. Now, the statement read in part. And the group also accused Obi of attempting to destroy the party before possibly defecting to another political party. They demand that Obi halt his plans to appeal the judgment of the appeal court, which has affirmed the current National Working Committee of the party. And the group further called on Obi to meet with the party's leadership to resolve the crisis and salvage the party's reputation. They warned that if Obi fails to retrace his steps, the outcome of the 2027 election could be disastrous, potentially retiring him from politics permanently. She said, and I quote her word for word, if Peter Obi thinks that he wants to destroy the party before moving to another political party, as it is being said everywhere, now that he is negotiating with another political party and that the game plan is to systematically destroy the Labour Party completely before moving to another party, he must know that as he's fighting the party, he's also fighting himself. And as he's working to destroy the party in this unfair manner, he's also destroying himself. We actually thought that Peter Obi is different from most other traditional politicians. What exactly have Abure and his executive done to deserve this backstabbing? Obi was frustrated out of PDP and Abure offered him a platform in the Labour Party. Asked Obi how much he paid to the party for the presidential ticket. This is the only presidential candidate of a major political party who could not donate an ordinary bicycle to the party for the campaign, even up to this moment. He refused to fund the party, yet this same party has even contemplated making him the sole candidate for 2027 presidential election, yet he's busy funding crisis in the party. What a good leader would have done is, given the momentum of the 2023 presidential election, he should have consolidated the progress made, irrespective of the imperfections that may have been in the party, she warned. But of course, one of Alex Otti's strong convener, and of course one of Labour Party's chieftain in Abia State, also warned that Abure and his agent and his cohorts and supporters and loyalists should be very careful, because before now, that Labour Party would have gone into extinction, but not for the emergence of Alex Otti and Peter Obi, whom the people loved. And before now, there was no Labour Party. They never really produced anything tangible before now, though they had one or two pickets here. But they became popular on the wings of Peter Obi, who came with his charisma and his goodwill. And if they leave, just like every other thing, and Nigerians and Abians are watching Alex Otti, and they would want him to, get back his ticket again a second time, 2027, and they feel that Labour Party may not be the place to get if all these shenanigans continue. They would probably force Alex Otti to move out. And if Peter Obi, for any reason, decomes, they will lose their goodwill. My colleague is in the house. What's your take on this latest move where Alex Otti's, Abure led team and his supporters are literally threatening Peter Obi, saying, whatever you do, let's go. Don't go to Supreme Court again to challenge Abure-led government. Let it go. After all, INEC has recognized them. And just, move with the tides, remain in Labour Party. But if you want to go ahead to get to Supreme Court to get to the root of this matter and get justice, and if eventually Supreme Court gives it back to Abure and want to destroy this party before leaving, you will definitely not get into the 7th election, and you will all of us will retire you in politics. What's your take?
Right now, for me, Peter Obi's stay in Labour Party is over. I am shocked that the issue is still being debated, considering the fact that many key stakeholders have already pointed out. And unfortunately, what we are going to see in the nearest future may be a shocking one. For me, the handwriting is very obvious on the wall, pointing to one direction, that there is one invisible hand that is controlling the political affairs of virtually all the political parties. And right now, Labour Party has been involved in that remote controlling. Labour Party, PDP, and NPP. And I think the intent is to create instability such that as at 2026, they will still be battling in courts. And for those who possibly may have been able to escape, from, the court battling, the party would have been handed over to someone who is loyal to them. So all of these, put it together, it's going to mess up the system a great deal. It's a strategic way of making Nigerian political system a one-party system. And Peter Obi must deliberately, if he wants to have a better future for himself politically, needs to see how fast he can escape from the grip of these guys. Guess what? They won't lose anything, because he has already pointed out, I think 2028 is going to leave the seat. But most of our leaders, their intent is to walk away very rich and with everything in their grip. So you gotta be careful, except you want to trade your political future.
Now, do you think, because this is one thing that caught my attention, do you think that if Peter Obi leaves, according to them, that Peter Obi has traded his political, his show of defeat in 2027 if he leaves LP?
I stand to be corrected, but I know that 95% I am sure of what I'm saying. Peter Obi actually made Labour Party, not Labour Party making Peter Obi. He was the one that, when we started seeing his philosophy and also his track record, Nigerians all in a crowd went towards him, to a point that some unknown persons in Kano, in Kaduna, in other states, people who never believed that they can be senators by virtue of obedient movement, they were being voted in. There are some people who were not even there. They just said, okay, let me just buy from to be called politician. But they were very shocked. Everybody was voting for both Peter Obi and whoever that was going in there. It was going to, some of the big politicians that lost out at the end of the day was not because they were not, better than the opponent they were contesting, but because Peter Obi was, in Labour Party. Everybody was like, let's vote Labour Party throughout, top to bottom, so that we don't lose out, so that we don't make mistakes. So whether they like it, if he decides to walk away from the party, he's not going to lose anything. The worst is that they're going to go on media and start hunting after him, how he had been an ingrate, jumping from party to party. But right now, I think if he really wants to create a reasonable effect, he should start up his personal party. He should start up a party with some key loyalists, people who will not buy into the antics of, these political juggernauts. That's just my standpoint.
All right, let's go wrap it up. Let's meet in our conversation.